Welcome back to another episode of Gizzy's Reads, where the rhythm is real and the poetry is personal. As usual, I'm your host, Gizzy Heals, sharing my journey one verse at a time. This episode, we're going to talk about grief, healing, and hope. This comes off the heels of a pretty rough last few years when it comes to this subject. Um, but whether you're here to feel, heal, or just vibe, I got you. You're in the right place. Let's get into it. Our first poem we have is going to be this one's titled I'm Sorry. Honestly, I can tell you I do not remember this poem at all. Um, 2008, I haven't read it, so we'll see exactly what this means when I'm done reading it. I'll remember it by then. I already know. I remember what it is now. All right. I haven't been here to help you through the pain. I want to say sorry, and it won't happen again. I've hit a rough patch, and it's only gotten worse, but I promise my little sis, you will now come first. I want to say thanks for the faith you have in me. Without you, I don't think I would be. Be the person I am, the person I was, the person you know, the big brother you love. Will you accept my apology? If not, it's cool. I'll write another poem saying I was such a fool. To put you behind me and forget about your problems. I'm sorry I was never there to help you solve them. You've encouraged me more than you did, more than I did you. I'm sure you don't know that, but now you do. I hope this poem to you read, because I promised I would write it, and I wrote it indeed. Wasn't like a blood little sister or anything, but it was one of my best friends. She literally like pulled me. Nah, I won't say from the edge because I was never that close, but she pulled me back to reality after a lot. um, Girlfriend cheated on me. One of my grandfathers died. Again, not blood. It's really close. Um, there's a lot happened. It was graduation, so I was still going through my own stuff, trying to find myself. And she really helped me, pulled me through it. And I remember writing this because I didn't respond to any of her messages for like a month. And she was also going through a rough patch, and I completely ignored her while I was going through mine. Um, Even though she helped me through mine, you know. And I felt like a terrible person. So always check on your loved ones, um, even if it's simple. Just say hi, how you doing. Most of the time, they don't need responses. They just need somebody to vent to, talk to, somebody to show that they care. Right. We're gonna get into our second one, washing away emotions. This one I wrote back in 2009. Um, Again, I don't remember this one, but I will. Hearts are broken, emotions ran high. I count my tears as they stream from my eye. Dreams are crushed, hopes are shattered. Love is a vest, beaten up and battered. I thought it would hurt, but I feel no pain. I'm worried about her and how she'll maintain her sanity, control her tears, tell me how she's feeling, and face her biggest fears. This minor setback, this bruise in my heart, is not the first. It isn't the start. This happened before, and it'll happen again. I'm not worried, for to me, that's a sin. To worry about life when it's not worth living, to worry about love when it's not worth giving. Why don't I worry? I have to be strong, for those who can't handle those things on their own. With bloodshot eyes and unsteady hand, I lie awake on the beach in the sand. The water rises, the tide is steady, but it takes me away like a string of spaghetti. Floating on top, I ask myself this: what am I doing? Why am I here? First I was fine, now I'm shaking with fear. My head spins with questions and I can't stop the thinking. I begin to panic, then I start sinking. I call out for help, but no one is around, so I slowly sink, then I dramatically drown. I'm missing for days. I can't be found. If only I had spoken up, maybe I wouldn't have drowned. But it's too late now. My heart no longer beats. My body washes up, and of death it reeks. At my funeral, a couple days after, you see no smiles, you hear no laughter. Because hearts are broken, emotions run high. Everyone is crying because I had to die. Told you it was gonna be emotional. Rough. Um, I, like I said, I suffer from depression. I have for a while, and this was one of my darker years. But this is also when I realized that everyone has their own vice when it comes to depression, anxiety, and mental illness. And mine is helping people, being there for everybody else. So, it doesn't always have to be the word an item or a project or anything like that. It could be people. I am an introvert. I hate crowds. I hate small talk. I can't. I I I hate it. But I love my friends. I do. And I am that friend who, I don't want to say fair weather friend because they know that I got their backs if they ever need me. But I'm that quiet friend. I'll sit and chill and listen to you vibe and talk and chat and have fun and all that stuff. Um, because that's what helps me forget about my problems and I see that other people have issues, other people have stuff that they're going through as well. And I see how strong a lot of my friends are. They suffer worse than I do with depression and things like that. They're so strong. A lot of my friends are. And that gives me the strength when I hear their stories, when I listen to what's going on with them and see how well they're doing despite mental illness. It helps. All right, enough about that though. uh, Next one we're going to have is Soul Eating Cancer. Again, 2009. This is one of my favorite older poems. Running away. It seemed to be the answer, but I've stopped, and my problems infect me like a cancer. I found the cure. Patience is the key. I pray I get the cure before this cancer gets me. It's eating not my flesh, but the inside of my soul. I should have kept running. It would have never taken a toll. Facing my decisions, looking them eye to eye, wishing I could give up, just lay down and die. I have to be strong and pull myself through. This is one infection I wouldn't wish on you. From the inside out, my life's slowly changing. My soul is leaking. I will never stop draining. Again, like I said, it was a dark year. So much was going on. And I want to say I wrote this one before we took our family trip to Oklahoma. that year. And I was I was nervous going up there because I had a crush on one of my friends who lived up there, and I didn't think I'd see her, but I was like hoping I would. But I wanted to see her because she was one of those friends who was always there, who always helped me get through things. Um, and I think she had just had her first kid at the time. Um, of course, I didn't see her. I didn't get to talk to her. I saw a glimpse of her at the door of where we were staying because we were staying with her grandparents. I saw a glimpse of her at the door. But you know, I read this and I look back and I've come a long way, a very long way, and I'm so grateful that I started writing because I don't think there's any way I could have gotten this out without something bad. You know, again, mental health. It's it's way more serious than we think. Way more serious. All right. So let's get into our next one. This one's called Letting Go. I wrote this one in 2007. I was still in high school. Letting go is part of growing up, though some have trouble doing so. Some people hold on to things so tight. Growing is a word they don't know. Letting go of something doesn't mean it's gone forever. Some people get so attached, the bond they form is severed. The bond you have with someone now might not always be. You have to know when to let go and when you need to be free. Some people, they'll be replaced by some other bond that has started. If you let go when you're supposed to, they'll forget you ever parted. Parents have to let go of their children and give them some room because one day when they grow up, they'll be a bride or a groom. I can't forget the children because this goes for you as well. Your parents won't always be there at the ring of every bell. Stay close to your family, but give them this need. If you let them grow, they'll never forget that deed. This was about my family. I had just gotten baptized the year before, 2006, and I thought I was doing good. You know, I thought I was showing that I was responsible enough um, to be able to do my own thing, date, hang out with friends, stay out late, you know, all that stuff. And no matter what I did, it wasn't happening. So I wrote this. Um, this is where, like I tell you all the time, this is how, if you want to know my life, read. Like, there's plenty here. Read it, hear it. It's going to be an eye opener. If you know me and you wonder how I am the way I am, this is going to be an eye opener. Just read or listen if you're listening to the podcast. You know, I'll share everything. It won't be in, you know, chronological order like it is on here on my poetry site, but you'll hear it, you'll understand it. All right, let's see. We got two more. Right. This next one is called Mr. Nice Guy. Me, yours truly. This one I wrote 2009 as well. Pain and sorrow rolled into one. You say it's ending, but it's only just begun. Take a seat, listen to my lyrics. Listen up, or you won't get it. I've been up and down like a depressed soul trying to find my way. thinking that this pain I feel is not here to stay. Shouting in my head, my rage begins to boil. Then slowly like a snake, my calm wraps it in a coil. I'm never one to lose my cool or go off just because. When I rise from the wreckage and turmoil, all I remember is fuzz. As if my mind is blank or I'm not supposed to recall. Recall what made me stumble. Recall what made me fall. It angers me to know that I can never react. But what really takes the cake is I wonder how I'd act. I wonder what would happen if I ever fought back, watching the world pass, wanting to give slack, sitting back and staring, thinking I'm just too nice. Little do I know, or little do you know, I've never been enticed. Uh, I'm laughing at this because a couple of days ago, me and my wife were talking about our government. If you know, our government is struggling. 2025 to 2028, or 2024. Sorry, to 2028. It's struggling. And I've always been, calm, cool, and collected person. And I told my wife, I'm like, I got you. I'm here. I won't let anything happen. And this right here, it says it all. I've never had to act. I'm not saying in general, but with her, out of the, let's see, 2018, 19, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, the 7 years we've known each other, 5 years we've been married, I've never had to act. I've never been enticed to act. But there's a reason why I wait, why I'm patient, why I don't jump when something happens. Because if you're not patient, if you lose your cool, if you let it, let the race take over, something's gonna go wrong. Something always does. It might not be immediate, but something always goes wrong. Something always happens. So you have to stop and look and understand what's going on before you act. And with my wife is the hothead and I'm the patient guy, so I can see me rubbing off on her. She's calmed down a lot. She's gotten a lot of patience. And then on top of that, our daughter, er, she's 7 months. She is also not just helping my wife with patience, but me as well. So just remember, you know, think before you act, look before you leap, all that stuff. Those sayings were made for a reason. There was a situation that happened, and those phrases were created. Just remember. Always think of every possible outcome before you act. Because sometimes things won't turn out the way you think they're going to turn out. And the last one we have sleeping away depression. Depression is a curse passed down from the darkest of evil. It eats you inside out and makes your heart feeble. You feel like dying or never waking up. You want to slip something in the bottom of your cup. You fight to keep sanity and make your life worthwhile. But the longer you prolong it, the more you feel like bile. You lie awake at night, scared to close your eyes, because each time you do, You hear your screaming cries, crying for help, pleading for dear life, but no one can hear you as you nervously grab the knife. This dream scares you. You have it each night. You often wonder, is this the shining light? You wake up frantic when the knife slits your throat. You feel your neck. Sweat is its coat. So you stay awake for days, trying to avoid this dream, but sleep takes you over before you can scream. Fighting depression means more than one foe, but sleep can help more than you know. Again, 2009. Told you, it was a dark year. A really dark year. Um, I have trouble sleeping. I always have, always will. Um, Mainly because when I go to lay down, that's when my brain turns on. I don't have anything there to distract me. I mean, I do now. I listen to my podcast or music or watch something, but all the things that go on in my head, and now they're not this bad, but um, they're there, and sleeping, sleep deprivation is real. It sucks. It happens. Do not let it happen. Sleep. Um, Talk to your doctor, physician. Get some medication if you need it. I have it. Um, Melatonin helps. It makes me sweat, so I don't take it. And when I say sweat, I mean like I felt like I had taken a shower when I woke up. But sleep does help. Sleep deprivation is not a cure for depression. It actually makes it worse. So remember, I, as you can see, I know the dreams are bad. I know the thoughts can get really, really bad, terrifying even. But you gotta sleep. You have to take care of your mental health. Sleeping, eating right, all of it. It's insane how much it all helps to just, take care of yourselves. And again, like I said, I'm here for you. You got all my social media, you got everything. DM me, comment, whatever. I got you. All right. Well, that's all we got for today. Um, like I said, I know it was dark. I know it was deep, but remember, someone is always there to help. You just have to reach out and you know reach out to your friends. It's not always their obligation to reach out, even though they're the ones suffering. It's not always them. That is a difficult thing. I struggle with it. I hate reaching out to people. Like I said, I'm an introvert. I love my family. I love my friends. I'm. It's just the person I am. Person I've become. Thanks for listening. As always, to get these reads. If any of today's poems spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, or share. As I mentioned before, you have my social medias at Kizzy Heals 89. It's the same on Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, all of it. Kizzy Heals 89. I got you. Connect with me whenever, however, whatever. Until next time, stay grounded, stay grateful, and always, always speak your truth. Peace out.